AITA for refusing to let my husband's infertile friend name our son. My husband, M33's best friend, M37, Will, is infertile. He got divorced 2 times because of it and because he lied and hid his infertility. And his life hasn't been the same the day he was told he can't have kids. He has always had a soft spot for children, and when he found out that my husband and I are expecting, he was so thrilled and started buying us gifts and decor pieces that he made from his woodwork for the baby. My husband thinks that those are all nice gestures, but I couldn't help but feel uncomfortable, especially with how much he keeps mentioning the baby. A few days ago, my husband and I found the gender of the baby. The minute we told Will, he started calling the baby a random name he picked and was going to give to his baby if he wasn't infertile. He then started begging us to use this name, and my husband said it was a done deal. I refused, but my husband called me heartless and asked me to do this one small, nice gesture for his struggling friend to give him closure and honor him after all the things he has done for us. I flipped and said it's my baby, not his. Will heard this and left immediately. My husband yelled at me saying it's his baby too, and my behavior towards Will was abhorrent. He left after him and didn't come back till the morning. He kept saying the same thing and pressuring me to agree on the name, but I refuse. AITA for choosing this hill to die on? Sure, you can name my baby. No need to talk to my spouse about it either. This is clearly more important to you than to her. Quote, NTA, but if I were you, I'd tell your husband it's marital counseling ASAP. How is he more concerned about his friend's feelings than yours? You know, the one taking all the risks and making all the effort? Guaranteed next it will be, can he be in the delivery room? He wouldn't ever have this opportunity on his own. Honestly, therapy. He needs therapy. If his friend is pressuring him, he needs to tell him to back way off. I'd also tell him he can meet up with Will outside your home, since Will has zero consideration for your feelings. The second there was pushback, Will should have said, of course. It's your baby. I'll be happy to be the fun uncle, rather than continue to press his cause. That is a giant red flag. He sounds stalkery. ETA. Is there a power dynamic in this friendship? Will being 4 years older, is Will kinda like the adored older brother your husband feels he needs to please and stay on his good side? NTA. Mom and dad have rights to name the baby. Nobody else. Mom doesn't like a name? Doesn't get included in the list of potential names. Dad doesn't like a name? Doesn't get included in the list of potential names. Why is your husband picking a friend over his wife? That should be your concern here. Also, your husband is taught his friend needs therapy, not to pick baby names for closure. Your husband is actually a bad friend for entertaining this. Will did not get divorced 2x because he is infertile. He got divorced because he lied about it. His moral compass is concerning, and this is another example. He needs therapy. NTA. Is your husband also building his friend an art room in your house? NTA. This is a hill to die on. If Will's feelings are that much more important than yours to your husband, they can make their relationship official. Adopt a baby and use the name. Kinda sounds like you're the incubator for husbands. Will's kid. NTA. This is terrible. NTA. This is super creepy. Your husband has an odd sense of responsibility or attachment to his friend. This whole situation would make anyone uncomfortable. I'm sorry you're dealing with this when you're pregnant. NTA. But my goodness, it sounds like your husband is married to his friend and you are their surrogate. Next thing you know, your husband might start building an art studio for this guy in your house. NTA. Will is completely at fault for his own 2 marriages failing, and now he's latching onto you and your husband for babies. Will could have had kids by now if he was honest with his partners, and they went through other means for kids. Your husband's best friend has 0 naming rights over your baby, especially when he's the reason he wasn't honest with his previous partners. Edit. Don't be surprised if your husband tries to invite Will to all the appointments and even into the delivery room. Put your foot down now. One small, nice gesture. Is your husband even taking having a kid seriously? NTA. And since this is AITA, I'm assuming your husband is in love with Will and they plan to run off together with your child. Please update folded hands light skin tone. NTA. But I'm confused, how is it a small kind gesture? Doesn't a small gesture last no longer than a day? Not an entire life. NTA. I just feel like he already has an unhealthy attachment to your baby. Giving your baby the name he would have given his child could blur some lines that man will desperately need. NTA. Do not give Will more of a sense of ownership, investment over this child than he already seems to have. It's super inappropriate to ask to name someone else's baby in a way that shows he has poor boundaries. And you need to put firm fences up, or this guy will start acting like it's his baby too. NTA. This is as weird as the guy who made an art room for his friend. NTA. I mean, we could spend ages unpacking how uncool it is of both Will and your husband to ask this of you. But as a basic rule of child naming, both parents should have a veto against anything they really dislike. For whatever reason, ask yourself, why is it more important to my husband to please his friend than to please his pregnant wife? NTA. You will not be giving closure if you name your child this name. You will be further opening the door to Will to allow him to use your son to vicariously live out fatherhood. He is fixated on your son, and his behavior is already incredibly alarming. Your husband is a fool at best to not see how dangerous this can get. NTA. I'd be worried if my husband and his best friend were treating me like a surrogate. Also, Will hiding his infertility from his partners tells us exactly the kind of asshole he is. I'd make sure that he spends as little time around the baby as possible.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.